Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I have to tell you something really important. So my old studio with the blue paint on the wall, it's not there anymore. You know why? It's because that I officially moved to Denver, Colorado, so that's basically my life now, and I think it's a pretty good place for myself. But Bob Waddell, let's theorize the entire state of Colorado, shall we? So let's see. So the country is inside of the United States of America, and it was established 100 years after the Declaration of Independence, and that's why they named it the Centennial State. And its capital and largest city is Denver, and the largest county or equivalent is El Paso County, and the largest metro area or urban area is Denver area, and the government is of course democratic, or basically a government which runs by elections. By the way, though, the governor is Jared Polis since January 8th of 2019, and their lieutenant governor Danny Primavera since January 8th of 2019, and then the legislator, the General Assembly, or the Senate D23R12. And the lower house is the House of Representatives D46R19, and the judiciary is the Supreme Court and U.S. Senators, and it has a list. Michael Brunrich since January 21st of 2009, and their other senator, John Wright Hinklebyers Jr., since January 3rd of 2021, and their length is 280 miles or 451 kilometers, and their width is 380 miles or 612 kilometers, and their elevation is 6,800 feet or 2,070 meters. And their highest elevation ever in Colorado is 14,440 feet, and also 4,101.2 meters. That's pretty high. And the lowest elevation is 3,317 feet or 1,011 meters. And their population estimate in July 1st of 2022 in total is about 5,839,926, making it 21st in this list. And their population density is 56.25 square miles or 21.72 kilometers, making it 37th in this list. And the median household income is an average $75,200, and their income rank is 9th. And their development is Coloradian. Their official language is English, which no surprise. And their time zone is UTC -7 in the Mountain Time Zone. In the summertime, it's UTC -6 in the Mountain Time Zone. And then their latitude is 37 north to 41 north. And the slogan is the colorful Colorado, the Western Tiger Slumber. But by the way, though, let's look into history, shall we? See, as it was for the state of Colorado, there was the cliffs of Mesa Verde National Park, photographed by Gustavo Macarius in 1891. I couldn't see it fully, sorry about that. And there's the Great Quebrado Chimney Rock in the San Juan Mountains of southeastern Colorado. It has been built by ancient Pueblo people. And most importantly to myself, and Mexico once controlled a partial of Colorado, but did not last very long. And there's the Canyons of Adventurous Visitor Center and Museum of Doris in the territories of Utah, Kansas, Nebraska, and the territory Colorado back in 1860. and the Mount of the Holy Cross, photographed by William Henry Jackson in 1874, and the Georgetown Loop in the Colorado Central Railroad is photographed by William Henry Jackson in 1899. And there was once 3 10th Mountain Division skier troops above Camp Hale in February of 1944. And most importantly, the largest river there is, of course, the Colorado River. And Mount Elbert is the highest mountain in Colorado, and an estimated 14,440 feet, or 4,401.2 meters, is the highest summit of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado to be estimated. And there's the Grayas Peak at 14,278 feet, or 4,352 meters. It's the highest point in the Continental Divide in North America. And also Maroons Bells is 14,163 feet, or 4,317 meters. It's a part of the White River National Forest and a tourist destination. And the Colorado National Monument nearby Grand Junction is made up of high deserts, canyons, and sandstone and rock formations. And mostly of all, in the Colorado Rockies in 1890 to 1900, and Pikes Peak, which is deemed to be one of the most dangerous racetracks to be ever known to be existed in El Paso County, Colorado, nearby Colorado Springs. And then the elevating skyline in downtown Denver is pretty cool. You should probably see it. It's very cool. And there's a ton of stuff here that is relatable to Denver. Like, there's a ton of stuff relatable in here in Colorado. There's the Colorado Rockies, a baseball team, and the Power Field in Mile High is home to the Denver Broncos and the Denver Outlaws. And the Ball Arena is home to the Colorado Avalanche and the Denver Nuggets. And the Dick's Sporting Goods Park is home to the Colorado Rapids. And the Wanderer Field in Colorado Springs is home to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And you've seen this before, like, there's the Westbound and the Eastbound California Zeppelins in Glenwood Canyon. And there's a ton of water rafting in there. I gotta check the map up by the way, though. There is a ton of stuff to do in Denver. There's the Denver Art Museum of Western and Regional Works of 7 stories, and the Denver Botanic Gardens, rare horticultural books, and collectors of gardens, like plants and all that stuff. And the Denver Museum of Nature and Science is a cinema chain specializing in 3D films. Impressive. And in Denver Zoo, it exhibits shows and dining and shopping. Very fun to go to. And there is an amusement park called Airtrail Gardens, a seasonal water park, and an amusement center. And the Molly Brown House Museum, the Titanic's Herodian Victorian Mansion, and the Cruise Field, which we talked about, in the Downtown Aquarium, an aquarium with exhibits over sea creatures right there. And let's explore throughout the mountains, shall we? In Glenwood Springs, there's the Glenwood Hot Springs Pool, which is a large public pool of mineral baths since 1888. And the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park, a mountain theme park with a 4D theater. I didn't know they had that. And then Iron Mountain Hot Springs and pool, mountain scenery. I mean, Glenwood Springs is only famous for hot springs, but whatever, it is what it is. And also Grand Junction is just a stop town, but there is stuff to do there. There's the Bananas Fun Park, you can go there, I totally recommend that. And of course, we have to talk about Mesa Verde National Park, where you can walk in the trail to the Spruce Treehouse, so originated in the 1200s or something, I don't know. But there's tons of stuff in Durango, Colorado. There's a Puggery Resort, a mountain resort of outdoor activities in the San Juan National Forest, tall peaks and ancient cliffs, dwellings, and the Chimney Rock National Monument, remains of ancient Pueblo settlements. It's pretty cool to see right there. And the top skiing towns, the top two, Aspen and Breckenridge. So let's talk about Aspen first. There's Maroon Bell's famous mountain peaks with a shuttle and the Aspen Snowmass Ski Resort, a ski determination with all age lessons. And more ski resorts. There's the Aspen Mountain Ski Resort, a popular ski destination with lodging, and the Aspen Highland Ski Resort, a bluey sky spot of the year round activities. And the Independence Pass, a high altitude mountain road with views. And the Aspen Art Museum revolving in the art and exhibits there. And the Buttermilk Ski Resort, an alpine retreatment for all levels of skiers in the Aspen Snowmass and Upshur Ski Resort with 4 mountains. Very impressed with that one. And the second ski town is Breckenridge, Colorado, which has a Breckenridge ski resort, a popular site for skiing and snowboarding. And the Copper Mountain, a specialist in ski and snowboard resort, and the Dillon Reservoir, a reservoir for camping and winter skiing. And don't forget too, there's the most famous tunnel in the state called the Eisenhower Tunnel, stretching through an entire ski, I'm not kidding, going through an entire ski mountain, by the way, it goes through an entire freaking mountain. That's kind of sick. But by the way, though, there's more. There's Fort Collins, Boulder, Pueblo, and I'm just not done yet. There's the Horse Reservoir, the scenic lake of logging and recreation, the Fort Collins Museum of Discovery, hands-on science and history exhibits, and the Ashboro Roosevelt National Forest, a pristine wilderness with multiple lakes. That's pretty impressive. And the Rory State Park, a rugged, scenic wilderness area. Very impressive, that one. I want to go to Fort Collins right there. And most importantly, the famous national park of all, Rocky Mountain National Park. It has tons of mountains. There's Tombstone Ridge, Sundray Mountain, Stones Peak, Mount Yolion, Mount Ada, and tons of mountains in there. But don't stop by because we have Estes Park with Long's Peak, a snow cave in the national park of the mountain peak of Bear Lake, a peaceful lake in the mountain surroundness, meaning you can chill by and do a picnic. I mean, it's kind of cool. And the Cerberus Lake, a national park site with hiking and fishing. Want to go to that fishing resort? It's quite cool. And there's Boulder, which is the Eldorado Canyon State Park, a hiking and climbing amid in a sandstone cliff. And the Pearl Street Mall, which is basically a shopping mall, I guess. And then the Far Shores, an iconic mountain with 5 unique flat peaks. In the Boulder Junction Tea House, a Esperos Creekside landmark serving tea. And the Boulder Museum of Contemporary Art, running works of the majority of modern art. And in Colorado Springs, there's more. There's the Garden of the Gods, a spectacular rock formation and trails, Pikes Peak, a popular mountain for hiking and climbing, and also, I said, it's one of the most dangerous racetracks to be on. Yes, you can go there and you can see cars racing each other in the Pikes Peak. Some of them go bad. And there's the Bungemore Luxury Mansion of the Golf and Spa Resort. And the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, a high altitude zoo in the giraffe feeding, and the Bonchmore Seven Falls, picturesque parks centered in waterfalls, and the Cave of Mountain Park, and the Red Rock Canyon open space, and the Montreal cliff dwellings. And I wonder if there's stuff to do in Pueblo. And just to remind you, there's only one, the Pueblo Zoo. Not that impressive, but at least it has a state park, so I guess it makes sense. I could go there, even though it does not have attractions in there. By the way, though, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you next time once I get information on all that stuff, and see you next time.